Hello everybody and welcome back to Falling for Crochet. In this tutorial today I'm going to focus on the super fun Bobble Stitch. This is probably one of my favorite stitches I have been working with lately. So I made some examples for you guys to see. So I did the Bobble Stitch in a super light size 1 sock weight yarn. This is actually one of my own hand-dyed yarns from heathersyarnbarn.com. This one's called Dirty Rose Petal. So you can see the baubles right there. And then the good old traditional size 4 worsted weight yarn. Look at how much fun this stitch is. So there's that size, and size 6, super bulky, nice and chunky yarn. Look at how gorgeous this is. I love the three-dimensional look. It's so much fun. Perfect for a pillow. I think that's going to be one of my next big projects. So I just wanted to show you guys the size difference. I used the exact same pattern for each one of these. That's just amazing how the difference in sizes compared to the different weights of yarn and the hooks you use. So now with that being said, let's go ahead and get started on the tutorial. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to use an H hook and the good old standard size 4 worsted weight yarn. Just any yarn will do. I'm using Red Heart with Love in the color, I think this one is called, it's called Corn Silk. Corn Silk is the color. So, like usual, you just want to begin with your slip knot. Go ahead and insert your hook. And now for the bobble stitch, you want to work in increments of 4s. Okay, let's see. So, got my pattern here, bobble stitch. And this stitch this pattern consists of using single crochets and double crochets. So it's pretty simple once you get the hang of it. So for this little swatch demonstration, I'm going to crochet, I'm just going to chain up 16. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And then you want to do a chain 1, and you want to add 2 turning chains. So 1 and 2. Okay, so to begin your first row, you want to go ahead and double crochet into the 4th chain from your hook. So we got 1, 2, 3, and 4. So you want to double crochet into this stitch. So yarn over, go into that 4th chain right there, do a double crochet, just like that. And then you want to double crochet to the very end, and when you're done, you will have 17 double crochets. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll meet you at the end, okay? Okay, so that is 17 right there. If you want to go back and check your work, you have right here on the end 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. Okay, so once you have the 17, you're just going to go ahead, chain 1, and turn your work. Okay, so now here is where the fun bobble magic, I should say, happens. So you want to go ahead and single crochet into the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 and 2. Okay, so now in the next stitch, we're going to be working our first bobble. And so basically you want to yarn over, insert your hook, pull up that loop, and just like you would with a normal double crochet, you're going to pull through the first 2 loops. But you're not going to continue to pull through like that. You're going to leave those 2 loops right there on your hook. You're going to yarn over again, insert into that same stitch, pull up. Now you got those 2 loops right there. And you go through, pull through. You want to continue this until you have 6 loops remaining on your hook. So again, go through, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through those 2, yarn over again, insert into that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, and you can keep checking. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need to do this one more time. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and just pull through those 2 little loops right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You got it. So now at this point, you're going to just simply yarn over, and you're going to pull through all of these loops right here, just like that. Okay, so you've just completed your first bobble. It's right there if you go ahead and flip your work over. And so now you want to do 3 single crochets. So in the next stitch, which is right here, you want to yarn over and make it kind of tight, so that way it really gives that bobble a really good pop look. It's 2 and 3. Okay, so now in the next stitch you want to do another bobble, so yarn over, pull through just those 2, yarn over into that same stitch, again right there into that stitch, go through those 2 loops right there, two loops, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Want to do that one more time. Okay, so now we're ready to pull through all 6 loops. Perfect. And then again, just 3 single crochets. Two and 3. Okay, now again, another bobble. One more time. Okay, go ahead, pull through. Okay, so we have completed our 3rd bobble now. Next is to do another 3 single crochets. Okay, so we got 3 stitches left here. So our last and final bobble will be right here. Okay, so just like in the beginning when we did 2 single crochets, you're going to end with 2 single crochets. So go into this immediate stitch right after the bobble, that's 1. And now this one's a little bit tricky. It's right here on the corner, so if you turn your work, you see that top little V right there? That is where you want to go into next. So you can even twist your work a little bit to the side. Gonna pull that through just like that, single crochet. So that is the very first row completed. So that's what the back should be looking like, and here's your first row of bobbles. Those are so cute. Look at that. So if you want to go ahead and pause this, and if you want to repeat this, get more familiarized, it's totally up to you. Or if you think you're ready, we can go on to the next row, row 3. And this one's actually really simple. All we're going to be doing is just right here chaining 3, 1, 2, 3, and turn your work. And now we're not going to crochet into this first stitch right here. We're actually going to go into this next stitch. So the one closest to the bobble you made. So double crochet in, not into this one, but into this one. Just like that. Because when we're chaining 3 to start, this third stitch right here actually counts as your chain, as your stitch. So we already have 1 and 2 stitches. And now just simply go through and double crochet all the way to the very end, and I'll meet you there. So that's 16, and then last stitch is right there, 17. Perfect. Okay, so row 3 is now completed. So you're going to have your foundation chain, double crochets, bobble, double crochet. So then the next row will be the bobble stitch yet again. But this time we're going to make it a little bit different, because you want the bobbles to be in between each other to give it a really fun kind of dimensional look, instead of it just being in uniform and going straight up and down top of each other. I don't know, me personally, I think it just looks better if they're in between to kind of space it out, make it look more fun. So, let's see. From this row, we're going to be chaining 3. Okay, so from here, chain 1 and turn your work again. And now we're working a bobble row, so this time we're going to be doing 4 single crochets. And that's what's going to give us that nice gap in between, so our bobble will be in between the 2 previous bobbles. So, let's start with 1, 2, 3, and 4 single crochets. So the next stitch is going to be your bobble. So, yarn over, insert into the next stitch, pull through those first 2 now, yarn over, insert again, pull up, go through those 2, you'll have 3 loops now, yarn over, go through, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Go ahead and pull through all 6. And then again, whenever you're done with your bobbles, you always do 3 single crochets afterwards. So again, we're going to do 1 tight single crochet here, 2, and 3. Okay, so now if you turn your work around, see that? Bobble should be right in the center of the previous 2. And we did our 3 single crochets. So, now it's a bobble time. Get some more yarn here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more time. 6. Yarn over, pull through all 6 loops. 1, 2, and 3. Another bobble. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get some more yarn. Give me 1 second. Okay. And then right here, we're going to do, because we started with 4 single crochets, so we're going to end with 4 single crochets. So we got 1, 2, 3, and again, it's going to be that one right there on the turn, so these ones are going to be a little bit tight, but you can do it. Okay, there we go. Alrighty. Okay, so we are so close to being finished, guys, with this tutorial. We're going to go ahead and do one more row of bobbles, and then we'll be done. So we just finished this row right here, right? So this last bobble. So now we're just going to go ahead and chain up 3, turn the work. We're going to go into this stitch right here and start our double crochet row. Again, all the way to the very end. Get some more yarn here. Okay, almost to the end. Got the one last stitch right there. Put that right on there. Okay. It's time for the very last bobble stitch, and then we will be done with this tutorial. So, for the last and final row, row number 6, we're going to go ahead and chain 1, turn the work. And just like in the beginning, for this first row right here, we're going to go ahead and do 2 single crochets into the next 1 and 2 stitch. There's our 2 single crochets, and then CVC is going to go right there. So again, we're going to go ahead and do the bobble stitch. And, oopsie, bring that loop back on there. There we go. Okay, go all the way through all 6. And again, 3 single crochets right here. Just like that. Okay. And then another bobble stitch. Okay, another bobble. Okay, then we got 1 and 2 and 3, and then again, so we're going to do 1 more bobble right here, and then you're going to be left with 2 single crochets at the end. So always remember that whenever you start, your starting number for the single crochets is what you'll be ending with on the opposite side. So that kind of makes it easier when if you're making sure that your counting's right, if you have more single crochets in the end and they shouldn't be there, then maybe you should go back and double check your work. But it kind of makes it easier to know how many stitches you should be counting at the end of your row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Okay, pull right on through, and then go ahead and do the single crochets. 1 And a little tricky one right there on the corner. Right there. Come on, get through there. There we go. Like that. Beautiful. So then, if you just wanted to keep going, you would just do another row of double crochets, and then you would repeat this row of bobbles and go ahead and continue and continue. But because we're at the end of our tutorial, we're going to go ahead and finish off. So I'm going to go ahead and make a slip knot right there. And just pull through, give it a nice tug, and we have completed our Bobble Stitch tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it, guys. See you next time.